Welcome to the City of East Chicago show here on WJOB AM 1230 on your radio dial. We have with us, of course, the manager of special events for the City of East Chicago, Ms. Lily Ramos, who is our normal co-host here in the morning. I'm Verly Suggs, and we have two special guests today we're going to introduce as well. Malcolm Jones on camera. His brother is our young intern today, James Jones, heading the camp after the show. But my special friend, Miss Natalie Ammons, is here this morning. I mean, Miss Natalie Adams, because I have two Natalies in my life, and I love them dearly, and this is Natalie Adams. And, of course, we have with us Kevin Kosek, make sure I pronounce it correctly. He's the systems administrator for the City of East Chicago. So stay tuned, and of course, if you have a phone call you want to make this morning, 219-845-1100 is the number to call in. Let's start with Lily. What's going on in the City of East Chicago, Lily?
Good morning, Verly. First of all, I'd like to just announce that our splash pad has reopened today. It will open today from 12 to 7. Unfortunately, we had a mishap with the pipes there, so we had to close it, but it is up and running today. So I want to make sure that the public is aware that it is reopened today.
Now, we're talking about the splash pad that's located by the beach front?
Yes.
Okay.
Joyce Park Beach, right on the lake there. It's a beautiful splash pad. We had a huge grand opening on Monday, June 13th, and we had a tremendous amount of people that came out and had a wonderful time. And so I just want to make sure that the public is aware it is open because we have been receiving phone calls. So if you have any other questions, as always, please call the Special Events Office. Our number is 391-8496.
Great. All right. Well, let's start out with Natalie, because I know the holiday is coming up and great things are happening in the City of East Chicago. And Natalie Adams wants to tell us about one of those things coming up.
Absolutely. Again, I'm Natalie Adams. I'm the manager at the East Chicago Marina. And we have our biggest event right now that's going on is our Independence Day celebration, which is Sunday, July 3rd at 5 p.m. This year, we even had added some additional activities for children. So make sure you bring your kids out. A lot of food, a lot of fun, live music, of course, drinks. But a great presentation as far as fireworks. We even upped that a little bit this year. So a lot of good things going on at the Marina as well. Just want to make sure that the public is aware we do have venue space that you can rent at the Marina. We have a couple of rooms that you can rent for your birthday parties, quinceañeras, whatever whatever your event is. We do have venue space that you can rent as well from us. So you can always give us a call at 391-8482. That is the number to the East Chicago Marina. You can find out more about our venue space. Our website is under construction right now, but it should be up and running soon to even give you more detailed information there. We have a lot going on at the Marina. We're also doing a lot of beautification out there, and we just want the public to be aware that we're going to be putting some things in place to also make it more of a destination for our East Chicago residents, not just boat owners.
Well, Natalie and I have worked on a number of projects over the years, and I can say with you at the helm at the Marina, the mayor made an excellent choice.
Well, thank you very much.
All I'm hearing is great things about the East Chicago Marina.
Thank you
under
very
your
much,
leadership.
Shirley. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. I know there were some issues with one of the floors, one of the rooms at the facility. Have those been rectified?
Not necessarily any issues. There just have been basically lack of maintenance to some of them. So we have painted the rooms. We're in the middle of putting new carpet. We're redoing the bathrooms. So we're still renting space as we do some of that. We just balance which rooms are being done at one time. There's no issue with any of the rooms other than we just wanted to upgrade all of the rooms a little bit. Well,
that's great, because I know they just had a wedding there a couple weeks ago, and everybody was so pleased.
Absolutely. It really is coming on,
I think they had two events going on at the same time, in fact.
We do. We will usually do two at the same time. We try not to do three at the same time. It just makes it a little chaotic, but we do have 3 venue spaces at this time. The Marina used to have a restaurant and bar, and that restaurant has been closed for some time, so we started renting out that bar space as well.
Okay.
So that made us have a 3rd venue, and then, of course, there's some outside areas as well. But we're up and running, and you can rent our space then we'd be glad to have you. And
Now,
we're very reasonable.
That's great to hear. Now, is catering including, or do you have to bring in your own caterer?
You
or-
need to bring in, at this time, you bring in your own caterer. Basically, you're renting from us the venue space.
Okay.
We don't have any catering. We do have a company that will refer you to for like linen and things of that nature. We're potentially going to change some things next year, and we might do something a little different as far as catering, maybe have specific caterers for you to choose from and things of that nature. But right now, and in some of the venue space, you can actually bring your own food if you choose to, as long as you're not selling the food and it's just a part of your party, then you can bring your own food in a couple of the venue spaces.
Now, the celebration that's going to be taking place in honor of July 4th, is that going to be outside, indoor? How is it going to
The
be?
bar, that day, the bar is open as well as all of outdoors. So it's mostly, most of the people stay outdoors, but we do have the bar open for those who want to sit inside, maybe if it's really hot or something like that. We don't open up all of the rooms, but there's an upper level as well that you can see the fireworks from, because they do it over on the break wall. And so it's just a really good place to have our fireworks event.
Great. Let's talk to Kevin. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Great, and yourself?
Fine, thank you.
Tell us about your position with the City of East Chicago regarding systems administration.
Well, basically, I'm the system administrator for the city. I've served in that capacity for roughly 10 years now, and we basically are in charge of the operations of all our technology and so forth throughout the city, all of our departments, and making sure that everything runs well.
Okay, now, East Chicago, is there a lot of fiber in East Chicago so that we have really good, are they thinking about perhaps having Wi-Fi throughout the city or anything like that?
Actually, that's one of the things we wanted to talk about this morning.
Oh, really?
We just, yes, we had just let the final phase of our constructed fiber network throughout the city. About 5-6 years ago, the mayor made a commitment to wanting to become that first city in the area to have its own city-owned fiber network. In approximately 8 weeks, that fiber loop of single-mode fiber should be complete, and once complete, we should be around 11 miles of fiber throughout the city. The main fiber loop, as I mentioned, would be through the main business corridor of Indianapolis Boulevard, Chicago Avenue, Columbus Drive, and then closing off along the Klein Avenue Service Road. We also have fiber available throughout the business districts of Main Street, Broadway, Guthrie Street, various areas that are not included in the loop but have access, from those community areas to the fiber loop. And so it's an investment that thus far has paid off for the city, because a lot of our communications we've been able to centralize on this fiber network now, as well as we have what you call unused or dark fiber that becomes available to any of the businesses within the area that are interested in utilizing fiber to their doorstep, if you will.
What does this mean for businesses that may be considering moving to East Chicago?
Well, it means if they're looking for the opportunity to have a direct fiber connection for, be it internet service or any other, if they have multiple businesses within the city that they may want to network through fiber, our fiber will be available to do that. A lot of businesses are looking for they have their network or their internet service through some of our local competitors that service, mainly your Comcast and AT&Ts, and those services, unless they're a dedicated fiber service, your internet that you're getting is at some point shared with other, businesses within that area. This would give them the opportunity to have fiber internet service directly to their business that's dedicated bandwidth to their business. So it's not shared. It's it would be their own service. You get 100 meg of internet, that's your 100 meg of internet. And there are, as I mentioned, if there are businesses within the area, or they may even want to initiate getting on a fiber network with their business that may be in, Hammond or somewhere, and at that point, they would pick up a, leased fiber from other providers, but it gives them that initial opportunity to have that service at their doorstep.
Do you feel that having this, great extensive fiber network in the city of East Chicago pretty much puts you able to compete with the city of Chicago in regards to having internet service?
It's one thing, we are, at the current time, we're conducting a study with one of the consulting firms as to putting together a comprehensive plan, if you will, or fiber strategy that can tell us how we can best utilize that unused fiber. And the opportunities are endless. You mentioned Wi-Fi. We have put up our first hotspot. We haven't. It's not available yet, simply because we're finalizing the terms and conditions that must be agreed to before using it. But we will have Wi-Fi available at the Plaza on Main Street, and our second hotspot would be the beach lakefront area.
Wow.
And the splash pad area, and so that's just one of many things that we're doing with it. To answer your question about future potential. There is the potential there to actually provide internet, to the household as a utility, because that initial investment has been made. So that opportunity you mentioned, it does exist. As far as the communication type, it can be a citywide Wi-Fi, or it can be as much as bringing the fiber, connection into the household. So that these opportunities are going to be presented through the study, and it's very much a reality of what can happen with it.
Well, since you just mentioned the Marina, I want to go back to Natalie for a moment. What does that mean, Natalie, for you as the manager of the Marina, and then the boaters that come there and perhaps may want to even utilize the Marina? What does that mean to have that Wi-Fi network and hotspots perhaps being in that area?
I know that for some time now, boaters have been requesting Wi-Fi, and so this will now, I believe, Kevin, give them an opportunity to have that.
Yes, the hotspot, the primary hotspot is going to be installed more so at the beach or the lakefront there, but the network is there, and it's ironic that Lily mentioned the splash pad is open. It was our project that actually put that delay in operations, that some pipes unfortunately were hit.
You're digging up over there?
Right, and we ran 5,000 feet of conduit to pull fiber from the Marina building all the way to the lakefront so we can have that on our network. And we were complete, and it's when they were pulling back the machine to pull out is when they unfortunately hit those pipes. It was our project that, kind of closed the splash pad, but we're repaired and ready to go. Yeah, we're ready to go.
So the hot East Chicago residents can cool off again.
Exactly. But potentially, that same network can be used to put in antennas and hotspots as well along the marina, the marina front and so forth, so that it would extend over to the, the boaters.
It hasn't been given to us yet, but we are looking at it for the boaters.
And that's a selling point also.
Absolutely. And just speaking of that, we are anticipating, we're in the phase of development for redoing our marina as far as the piers and the slips, hopefully into this next construction season in the fall. So hopefully, if things go as planned and as scheduled, we will start replacing our slips and piers with new ones.
Now, considering the price of a slip in Chicago on the lakefront of Michigan there versus East Chicago, is there a great value?
Oh,
and difference in
absolutely.
value?
We are much less in East Chicago. And I shouldn't say that because I know that they recently reduced their pricing in Chicago because like many marinas have been struggling a little bit. It's an expensive hobby. But we have been competitive in the area. We have some boaters who have stuck by the East Chicago Marina through thick and thin, even though maybe it had not been maintenanced as well as it should have, and now things are going in that direction. So we appreciate that they have stayed with us, and we hope to gain some new boaters after we make all of our upgrades, hopefully in this coming construction season.
I know I used to love to go see Bernie Mac's boat over there, and I know it's probably gone now that he's gone.
Yes,
but
it is.
It's still a popular location for people in Chicago.
Absolutely, and it's we have boaters that have slips with us that not, of course, most of them are not East Chicago residents. They're all from all over Lake and other surrounding counties here in Indiana, and we even have some from Illinois. But we do have a unique setup of our marina. Many of the sailboats especially prefer our marina because our waters are not choppy inside our marina because of its layout. So we hope that's another selling point for us. And as we move forward with our new renovations and things of that nature, we hope to increase that traffic.
And then I'm sure once the Klein Avenue bridge is completed, that'll even bring more
Yes.
Chicagoites into
Absolutely.
East Chicago. Let's take a couple of phone calls. We have Dave on line 1. Good morning, Dave. You're on with the City of East Chicago show.
Good morning. Well, I'm a boater, and I'm not at your marina, but what type of amenities do you have to offer? I'm at a marina that has private bathrooms and private showers. And you do have a distinct advantage with sailboats because if you think about going, let's just throw it out there, to Portage, to Marina Shores or Portage Marina, you can't bring a sailboat in there because of the 3 bridges. So there's obviously a distinct advantage of getting that Chicago sailboat. But what type of do you have those type of amenities, showers, private showers and private bathrooms, things like
Yes,
that?
absolutely. We have 2 what we call comfort stations for our boaters, and both of them, of course, have restrooms, washer and dryer, and showers. We do also have cable, DirecTV, for our boaters. And as I said, we are looking into the Wi-Fi as we speak.
And you have ice
Washers and
machines
dryers,
also?
that's nice. Having washers and dryers, that's
That is
definitely
nice.
nice.
Yes, we have washers and dryers. In fact, they need to be replaced. I'm looking at that right now, but they work. They're limping along, but we're getting those replaced as well. So
What
like
about
I
ice
said, we're-
machines? Do you have those as well?
No, we sell ice.
Okay,
We
you
sell
do have
bags-
ice available,
We sell
okay.
bags of ice.
Okay.
Of course, we have our own gas stock there for our boaters as well, for them to be able to get gas. We have pump outs for your boats to be able to pump out waste from your boats. We have for the boaters that fish, we have a pretty much state-of-the-art fish cleaning station where you can clean your fish right there.
Most of my charter friends are out of East Chicago, just
Okay.
because of just geographically where it is. But what I found, and I have a lot of boaters all the way from Burnham Harbor all the way to Michigan City and to St. Joe, and East Chicago seems to be like right on the dividing line, and in regards to the Portage Marinas and the Michigan City Marina are people that have the propensity to go east,
Okay.
and East Chicago North are the people that have the propensity to go, north. So there's kind of a dividing line, and it's economical to pick the proper marina because I don't go to Chicago a lot because it would cost me too much money to cut across.
Right.
But where if I did, I would be in East Chicago. That would definitely, because it's right off Klein Avenue, and that's where I live, right off Klein Avenue.
Okay.
But,
Yes.
keep up. I'm glad you're making improvements. That's great, and it's always been a wonderful asset.
Yes, it is a wonderful asset. We're making some great improvements, as well as we do have 24-hour security guards in place. We also have, in fact, Kevin here just upgraded our security system as far as cameras and gave us some state-of-the-art camera equipment, for your security as well. So even though we have venue space, we do try to make sure that our boaters are protected and make sure that as we have other guests coming into the marina, because we have a lot of live-ons. We have people who live
Who
on
live
their
on their
boats
boats, okay.
during the season.
Really? Oh, yeah.
That's correct. We have several
Okay.
live-ons, so we want to make sure that they're safe. There is the Indiana Harbor Yacht Club is on our property. They lease space from us, so they have food and beverage and spirits there, as well as, another amenity that we like to claim is Ameristar Casino. When you're not voting, you can go over to Ameristar Casino and you can walk down a little further and go to our beach or splash pad. So we have a lot to offer there at the Marina.
Yeah, I'm a weekend. I have my bag packed right now, so I'll leave straight from work and I'll spend 3 days there. But for live-ons, I have to tell you, it doesn't sound like it probably to your listeners, but to have a washer and dryer, that's a big deal. It's because that saves you from going outside the marina, outside the compound, and doing it somewhere else, or piling it up in a bag. So good for you, and keep up the good work.
Thanks for your call, Dave.
Thank you.
Let's go to Joe online. Oh, sorry, we lost Joe. Sorry, Joe. Let's continue on. Kevin, anything else you'd like to add?
Just to touch on what Natalie just mentioned, another benefit to our fiber network that we put in, we're currently in the second phase of the citywide security camera improvement project, and in the end, our parks, our public right-of-ways, our public buildings, we'll have upgraded roughly 700 to 800 cameras throughout the city.
Wow.
And they are able to be primarily networked through our fiber network, so they're centralized, and it's another, as I mentioned, another investment by the mayor and his financial team that is I feel, a very well-deserving investment.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. Is there a control center where they're actually able to view these cameras, or are they only there, like if something happens that you have to go back and check footage?
Potentially, with the exception of some of our locations in the parks, which are actually part of Phase 3, yes, to answer your question, yes. The cameras are available through the network to be able to be viewed. For example, if the police department wanted to have somebody that was surveillance or so forth, they could bring up any of those cameras at any time and review. They can go back and review if needed and so forth from that location. It's not like they have to go out to that building and or to that intersection and see what's going on.
So now in
It's all on the
Chicago
fiber network.
Smile, you're on Candy Camera.
Yeah, well, we've had them, but it's, as I mentioned, it's expanded and it's enhanced. The technology and the megapixels and so forth that give you a lot more definition when you're zooming in and trying to determine what's going on. That equipment that we put in place definitely accomplishes those needs.
That's fantastic.
Really, I did want to go back and mention, too, when I was speaking about Ameristar being, someone that's a partner with us for our 4th of July celebration, as well as for other events this year. Ameristar has become a big sponsor of many of our things, as well as St. Catherine Hospital. That we have sponsorship from them for the first time this year for our actual 4th of July festival.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. They've been a great partner, and, I would like to say, Mayor Copeland has done a fantastic job just really bringing dollars to the city and to the taxpayers to make sure that their taxpayer dollars are being utilized effectively, by upgrade. Our parks are beautiful, just a lot going on in the city of East Chicago, and with more to come.
I'm so proud of the city of East Chicago and Mayor
Absolutely.
Copeland. And I love hosting this show because it's like a reunion every week. And getting to see my good friend here, Natalie Adams, is like just such a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Truly.
Absolutely.
Lily, what else is going on in the city of East Chicago? Special events. What do you have planned?
Mayor also believes strongly in programming for all residents of all ages. So with that, I want to also announce that, backed by popular demand, we have our Stretch, Fit, and Tone class that just ended this week. We'll be restarting back up July 11th through August 8th. And this summer program will be held at the lakefront, right underneath one of the shelters. So they'll have the beautiful backdrop of the lake to exercise and get that stress out for our seniors, adults 55 and over. That program will start, again, July 11th, and will run through August 8th from 10 to 11 in the morning. And the same instructor will also be doing our water aerobics, aqua aerobics for our seniors on that same Monday, those same dates, but in the evening at Kosciuszko Pool, from 6:30 to 7:30.
So is
if-
that the new name, Koski? Is that the short name?
That's like the short-
nickname?
yes,
I like that.
I live directly behind there, but I apologize. It is Kosciuszko or Kosciuszko, whichever is the correct pronunciation. And then also, I want to mention for all of our trip goers, our last trip was to Four Winds Casino, and on that trip, I did take any recommendations from everyone on the trip, and I had quite a few people that asked to have the Shipshewana trip rescheduled due to the fact that the scheduled date that originally had was close to the end of the flea market there. So just to get this out, to let the public know, I have pushed the date forward, so we will be going to Shipshewana August 23rd, which is a Tuesday. Again, please call my office for additional information, and that number is 391-8496.
Is there a cost?
Yes, there is
associated with this?
Yes, there is a cost involved, and basically, we just want to make sure that we cover the fees. It's not a astronomical cost. It's very, very reasonable. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's $25 per resident, and obviously for non-residents, if we do not fill the bus, there's also an additional charge for non-residents.
Great. Well, we're coming up on our time, so we want to definitely get in as much as we can.
Okay,
Go
just
ahead.
one
Sure.
more. I want to also announce that we have our pizza and paint at the Marina Boardwalk. That will take place Thursday, July 28th. And the pizza and paint is going to be a little different. We had our wine and canvas in April, and it was very, very successful. So we decided to have a pizza and paint for a parent and child. So that way a parent can bring their child and enjoy, art instruction right on the boardwalk throughout the summer. So we're hoping that this is a successful event. I do have quite a few people that have already asked to have this class, so I'm sure that this will fill up very quickly. So again, just call our office, and we will take registration at the East Chicago Park and Recreation Department for
Well,
that
it sounds
class.
like East Chicago's having their own little Navy Pier.
Absolutely. In fact, I just wanted to tag in just one last thing. We are looking to start having some jazz and blues nights at the Marina as well. Was just waiting to get a sound system updated, and it's almost completed. So just stay tuned to the city's Facebook page. We hope to have maybe our first one in July, but definitely in August we'll probably have multiple jazz and blues nights at the Marina outdoors.
Great. Well, it sounds like great things are going on in the city of East Chicago. Definitely want to send condolences out to the Bolanos family
Yes.
on the loss, the sad loss of Mr. Bolanos, Galaxy Travel, a business that's been in the city of East Chicago for many years, and
Yes, most definitely. Prayers and thoughts are with the family.
definitely. Well, thank you for tuning in. This has been the City of East Chicago show. It's Verly Suggs, their host. I want to thank Louis Ramos, Natalie Adams, and Kevin Kozak for being here with us, and Malcolm
for
Jones on
having
the
us.
camera.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for
You're
having
welcome.
us.
Stay tuned.